please don't be too mad at me. I had said that lesson 7.6 was the last one, but there is lesson 7 in chapter 7. And the reason I didn't remember that is because I didn't have the notes written, but now I have the notes written. We're going to write and apply exponential and power functions. Okay, so, wow, write them. So we got to figure them out. Okay, so 2 points are used to determine a line. You'd use it to find the slope, and then you can use the point-slope form. Or if you happen to be given the x-intercept, you can use the y equals mx plus b. Okay, well, guess what? It takes 2 points to determine an exponential curve, too. And we're going to take a look at that, plus some power functions and do some fun things. Okay, so write an exponential function that passes through the points 112 and 3, 108. Now remember, that is y equals a times b to the x. So when we are given 2 points, we're given an xy and a second xy. So the first one, we would have 12 equals a times b to the 1. For the second one, we'd have 108 equals a times b cubed. Right? A lot of times to solve this, what students will do, because both of the equations have just a, they will solve for a, 12 over b to the 1 in this case, and substitute it in the other equation. Okay, I missed the 0. Okay, so when we solve that, what will happen is the b's would cancel, so we'd have 108 equals 12 times b squared. And when you divide out the 12, b squared equals 9. Remember, your base is always greater than 1, so you don't have to worry about plus or minus in this case. But b is 3. Then you've got the answer for b. You come back over and put the 3 in place of b, so you get a equals 4. And now you can write your equation. Y equals 4 times 3 to the x. And you can check it. You could graph it. I don't know anybody that would want to graph this, but you could. All right, so we got to remember that. Here's a second one. Write another exponential that passes through 180 and 410. It gets smaller, so your b is going to be less than 1, between 0 and 1. So 80 equals a times b to the 1. That's always nice. And here 10 equals a times b to the 4th. So again, we solve for a and substitute it in the other equation. And when we simplify, we'll get 10 equals 80 times b cubed. So when we divide by 80, we'll get 1/8. And hopefully all of you can find the cube root of 1 and the cube root of 8, so b is 1/2. Okay, so when we come over here to find a and try to do 80 divided by 1/2, remember that would be 80 times the reciprocal, 2 over 1. So a is going to equal 160. So we'd have y equals 160 times 1/2 to the x. And there you have your equation. And again, you can check it. And you should check it. Okay? You can tell if you have more than 2 points if the set of transformed points x and natural log y fits a linear pattern. Okay? So if you look at the points and you see here and here and here and here, and you think, I think that's an exponential. What you would do is you would find the natural log of the y's and you would graph those points. And if they line up or nearly line up, then you'd be trying to find an exponential pattern. We're going to use the stat capabilities on our calculators, so we will have to meet as a group and take a look at them. But on this one, here's the data table that shows the enrollment Y. So Y is the enrollment of a school, a newly formed school, in the X year since opening. So maybe it's one of those private schools, so you can call it Shiloh if you want, or it might be one of those charter schools that they talk about. But what you would do is you would take, and on your calculator, if you put the X's in list 1 on stat and Y's in list 2, for list 3, you can make it do the natural log of list 2. And what you end up with is 5.91, 6.03, 6.13, 6.29, or 26, I'm sorry, 6.26, I'm looking ahead. And the last one is 6.39. Okay, then you could do a stat plot and use list 1 and list 3 and see. But what I noticed is this went up 0.12, this went up 0.10, this went up 0.13, this went up 0.13. So I realized, okay, my slope is really close to 0.12 if I look at it over the long haul. Because these two are one above 12 and this one's one or two below 12. So I thought the slope looked really close to 12. So I thought it was linear. And then I used the stat capabilities on my calculator and I made it find the equation, and I ended up with y is 328. That would be a sub 0, right? When x is 0, times 1.13 or 1.127 is what it came out to. 125, something like that, raised to the x. So I made the calculator do that for me, and we will look at that together because I can't show the graphic calculator on this screen. Okay, the other type we need to look at a little bit is power functions. And notice this time, b is some power, x is not in the exponent. So it does not work to just take logarithms of both sides, but yet it does because your two unknowns, a and b, a is fine, but b is in the exponent. So sometimes to solve for a and b, you need to use logarithms. All right? So if we have a power function, y equals a times b to the x, y is 6 on this first point. We don't know a. We know x is 4 to the b. And on the second one, I have 15 equals a times 8 to the b. Well, this part is going to be much the same as we had before. Let's solve for a. And usually we solve it on the easier one, but I don't know if there is an easy one here. So when I substitute that in the other equation, I got 6 over 4 to the b times 8 to the b. Okay, here's a little bit of algebra. Does it really matter where that fraction's denominator goes? And no, it doesn't. Okay, so when I look at this, I'll get 2.5 when I divide out the 6. This could be written as 8 over 4 to the b. I'm going to come up here. So I got 2.5 equals 2 to the b. To solve that for b, I'm going to take the log of both sides and divide. Because when I take the log of both sides, now my b can be written down here. So I got the log of 2.5 equals b times the log of 2. And it doesn't matter if you use base 10 or base e. But when I divide, my b comes out to really close to 1.32. Okay. And then you can come back and put B in as your exponent, and A turned out to be, I want to say 0.96, but I might be wrong. Yeah, A turned out to be 0.96. So the power equation that fits this data is y equals 0.96 times x to the 1.32. Ready? Okay. Now, you can tell if a set of several points fits a power pattern if the set of transformed points natural log x and natural log y fits a linear pattern. So again, you're going to want to use the list 1 through 4. Oh, by the way, if it's only 2 points, you can make 2 points do anything. You can make them fit a line, you can make them fit a power, you can make them fit a exponential. Okay, so to me, it has to be more than 2 points. Okay, so again, we're going to use the stack capabilities, so we'll want to meet as a group to go over that. Okay, so I think instead of going through all of this and getting you confused, we're going to go through it in class. But you could start by putting this as list 1, this is list 2, and then for list 3, you'd want to find the natural log of your list 1. And for list 4, you're going to want to put in natural log of list 2. And I put in 1 too many parentheses. Okay. And the astronomical unit they use is how far Earth is from the sun, and they compare that. And the time to orbit the Earth, they also take in terms of 1 year of Earth time. So we will look at that as a group. Okay, so again, please practice using your calculators so that you are ready for that on a test. Note, this is not going to be a major part of your test, but I will probably have one of the two that we looked at here. All right, have a good day. I think that's it. All right.